Okay, I will briefly go over what I expect you to do for your take-home quiz to get 100%. You will be able to use Desmos. I want you to use Desmos to verify your work, check your understanding, because when you take your test next Wednesday and Thursday, you will not be able to use Desmos. So, I talked about this in class on Wednesday and Thursday. I'll go over it again. So here's number one. We want to find a vertex for the quadratic equation f of x is equal to 2x squared minus 8x plus 5. In order to find a vertex, we need to find the axis of symmetry. So in standard form, f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. And then the axis of symmetry, to recall, just abbreviate, symmetry is x equals negative b over 2a. That's where the line cuts the parabola in half. So here a is equal to 2, b is equal to negative 8, and we don't need to worry about c. So my axis of symmetry is x is equal to negative 8. That's b over 2 times 2. So negative 8 divided by 4, positive 8, I'm sorry. Negative times a negative is a positive, and that equals 2. All right, so that's my h value in the axis of symmetry, right? And the vertex. So the vertex here, remember, is hk. So that's my h value. And then we need to substitute 2 back into that equation to get my k value. So f of 2 will equal 2 times 2 squared minus 8 times 2 plus 5, and that will equal 2 times 4 minus 16 plus 5. And then 8 minus 16 is negative 8. Negative 8 plus 5 gives me negative 3. So there is my k value. All right, so I have my h value and I have my k value. So my vertex is 2 minus 3. So that's where we start when we graph our table or complete our table. But we should verify now. Okay, so let's verify using Desmos. That's why I want you to use Desmos. I should see the vertex, the lowest or highest point on the parabola, at 2, negative 3. So let's see here. All right, so working with another equation here. Let me just delete that, and that was 2x raised to the second, and I kind of forget, what was it, minus 8x plus 5. So minus 8x plus 5. And let me verify my vertex, see if I'm right. Okay. Yes, I am. 2 minus 3. So it's the lowest point on the graph right there. It's a happy graph. A is positive. Okay, so now I can go on. So 2, negative 3 is my vertex. Now I can complete my table. Don't want to complete a table and everything is wrong. Where you start wrong, I should say. You started at the wrong place. So my equation was what? 2x squared minus 8x plus 5. So I'll start at my vertex, which is 2, negative 3. When x is 2, y is negative 3. Go 2 points to the left and 2 points to the right, and then I'll evaluate the function at 2 values of x. The other 2 I'll have. So when x is 1, I'll get 2 times 1 squared minus 8 times 1 plus 5. So let's say 1 squared is 1, and 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 minus 8 is negative 6, and negative 6 plus 5 gives me negative 1. And when x is 0, I get 2 times 0 squared minus 8 times 0 plus 5. Well, that would just give me 5. So now I'll use the fact that this graph is symmetric. I started at the vertex, so I started at the point of symmetry. So when x was equal to 1, I got y is equal to negative 1. Which means when x is equal to 3, I'll get y is equal to negative 1. So, and then when x was equal to 0, I got y is equal to 5, so that means when x is equal to 4, I'll get y is equal to 5. And so 1, -1, and 0, 5. I'll go back to Desmos. 1, -1, and 0, 5. So when x is 1, I get -1. Yep, right there. It's close enough. 1, -1. And when x was 0, well, I get 5. So checks out, 100%. Done with that problem. All right. Now the next problem. Find the zeros for the quadratic function f of x equals -x squared minus 4x plus 12. So recall, we always factor out that negative. So I'm going to take that negative out. And that will give me a positive x squared. And then a positive 4x, because I'm changing the sign of everything. And a minus 12. -12. So we have to find the zeros, which means we need to set y or f of x equal to 0. So 0 equals, okay, negative, and then x squared plus 4x minus 12. Now we factor. Factors of -12 that add up to positive 4. Well, that would be a positive 6 and a minus 2. 6 times -2 is -12, and 6 plus 6 minus 2 is 4. So now I'll just find my zeros. I'll set each factor, x plus 6 and x minus 2 equal to 0, and solve for x. And then x minus 2 equals 0, x equals 2. So there are my two zeros solved for. I'll check using Desmos. Desmos may give you the answer, but if I don't see your work, I think I saw somebody's homework for these problems. All they did was give me the zeros. I can't give you credit for that, okay? You probably use Desmos, but that doesn't tell me that you know how to factor and find the zeros. Cannot give credit. Anyway, so I got -x squared minus 4x plus 12. So -x raised to the 2. Let me go back. Minus 4x plus 12. Minus 4x plus 12. And what did I say? My zeros were -6. Yep. And 2. There you go. All right. So there you go. So use Desmos to help and check your work. There's no reason why you can't get 100% on this take-home quiz. Okay.